you assess your time with the team?
Well, not much to assess. I only played 3 games, but obviously spoke my mind a week ago, and a little frustrating, obviously, but it is what it is, and just moving on, going home to enjoy some time with friends and family and enjoy the off season. So, I'll be getting back in the gym somewhat quick, and then just trying to be in best shape as possible for come training camp, wherever that may be, and just go from there.
What was the communication like kind of throughout while you were scratched?
I think it could have been better. I was never really was given a direct answer as to why. So, in an hour or so, I'll hopefully get some answers. So I think it always can be better. I'm not blaming the coaches. I'm not, blaming anyone, but I think it can just be better in general. I think today's game is more about managing 23 personalities in a room versus, maybe a team in a way. Like, you need everyone to come together, obviously, and do that kind of stuff, but just how the game's changed. And so I think it's good when coaches are personable and, get to know you a little bit more on that side of things versus hockey sometimes is a good thing. But, overall, it's just frustrating. I just wanted to play. That's it. So.
Were you under the impression that you would play when you first came? Or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Was it a verbal?
Yeah. It might have just been a teleprompter answer, frankly. Just, welcome to the team, that kind of thing. We're excited to have you, yada, yada, yada. And, they alluded to the fact that, I was a part of a trade for a Ranger who was a good Ranger, a good New York Ranger for a long time. And, I was told as, going to be a part of the team moving forward and, get an opportunity. But, I'll find out some answers in a bit. So that's all I can give you at the moment, unfortunately. So.
How much of the frustration you feel has to do with kind of wanting to prove yourself for your next contract, your next job?
Well, all of it. When I did get traded, I obviously didn't want to go from a divisional team to, I didn't want to get moved. I didn't want to uproot my family and stuff, obviously. Like, no one wants to get traded, but, looking at the opportunity that was ahead, I was like, this could be to try out for the Rangers in a way and a tryout for the rest of the NHL. My career's, I'm old in hockey years, so my career could be over this summer for all I know. Like, it's, it is what it is. But, just not having that opportunity to compete and use that as a tryout for the rest of the NHL was very frustrating, obviously. And I'm just trying to prolong my career, trying to keep playing. I love the game. And so that part was annoying. But, again, it is what it is. I'm not the only one who's gone through this. So, and I'm not, not a face of the league trying to, change things and all that stuff. And I'm just a third pair crumb trying to keep earning a paycheck at the end of the day. So, it's nice to be earning American dollars right now with our dollar in the tank up north. So just trying to bank as much as I can and, give a good life for my kids down the line. So that's how, I approach things. But at the end of the day, I still want to compete and play. So.
Did you hear from friends or former teammates kind of sympathizing with your plight here when that kind of...
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like, people know, it's, like I said, guys who have been in my position for that long just want to play. And, like I said too, it's, if you're not upset, you shouldn't be in this line of work. If you're just content with sitting on the sideline, that's not a good thing in my opinion. But so I still have the fire. I like to think so, anyways. And yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Guys, it's all good. So no hard feelings from anyone in the organization or anything. It's just, at the time it was just frustrating, pretty much.
Beyond your situation, you came in to the team after like a pretty tumultuous stretch in December, and I guess just what did you feel the vibes around the team were when you came in? How was kind of it from that perspective?
I actually think the guys, it's a good bunch of guys here. The guys like each other off the ice. I noticed that right away. So I don't think that's a pressing issue is to blow everything up with that stuff. I don't know, a lot of good guys here, and I think the stars need to align at times, and you need a bounce here and there, to climb up in the standings. And but the stuff that you can control, I think that there's definitely some times that I saw that it was just not cohesive. Maybe I don't know just on the ice for sure. It was frustrating to see some of the goals we were letting in that were, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. This is a group of 5 on the ice that just didn't necessarily was cohesive at times. But then there was flashes of brilliance where you're like, holy, like this team should be, in the playoffs, frankly. You look at this team on paper, and it'd be crazy not to think that, especially starting with the goalie. Like he's probably the best player on the team, and he's good. I realized that today. Like these past 45 games, he's good. So I think we pissed away good goaltending, which is not good. That's the most important position, and if that starts going to the wayside, it's not good. But again, I think you need some bounces here and there. It was just hard to watch at times because everyone's out there trying 100%. It's not you don't lace up your skates and you're like, nah, I'm gonna dog it tonight. That's not how this game works. So it was just there'll be some changes obviously. So maybe I'll be around, maybe not, who knows. But going into next year, I think the bar will still be set high. I think for this organization, and it should be. There's good players here. So
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem, guys.
Thank you.